Good morning, people. Happy hump day. It's Wednesday, and I'm out here doing my little daily walk, letting the sun shine up on me. And just wanted to tune in and talk about a little something. I just heard a word that kind of resonated with me. Good morning, Wendy. And I thought it was kind of interesting because we always talking about, we want to be in these relationships, and we tired of being alone and feeling lonely and all of this kind of stuff. But we really don't know how to be by ourselves. We really don't even love ourselves for the most part, at least a lot of us. And the reason why a lot of times we have all of these failed relationships is because we don't know exactly how to love ourselves. So we always looking for validation in somebody else to tell us what we need to be told, to tell us that, we're pretty and we're sexy, and we got all these things going for us. How you doing? And really, we should already know that about ourselves going into a relationship. That's the wholeness that we need to finally come into ourselves with, instead of always needing that validation from somebody else. So when we become whole, we won't necessarily have to have somebody always telling us that, oh, well, you're this and you're that and all this kind of stuff. I believe that's why a lot of times when we get on Facebook and Instagram, and I can talk about myself, because I was one of those that would always show this picture and show how cute I thought I was, and how fine I figure I was, and all this stuff just to get validation. But I have come to realize that I really like my singleness for a change, because I'm getting to learn so much about myself. I'm becoming a person that I feel like I have purpose. And so therefore, I don't need anyone to tell me what it is that I need to do with my life, because just the fact of me spending this alone time with myself is giving me a chance to be able to reach out and have a closer relationship with God. Well, then somebody might say, well, girl, I saw you in the club last weekend. Yep, sure did. And you're probably gonna see me a few more times too. But that still doesn't mean that I do not have a relationship with Christ. It's a process that I'm pretty much dealing with, because for so long I have wanted guys to, validate me. And that's probably why I was in so many toxic relationships, because they were filling up my head with stuff that meant me no good. So now what I do is fill up my head with a lot of stuff that does me a whole lot of good. And I listen to, like I tell y'all all the time, I listen to sermons all day long, because when I have had negative thoughts put into my mind for so long, you have to figure out a way to get those thoughts out of your head. And the only way I know to do that is to fill it with something positive. Because truth be told, just because I don't have a man in my life doesn't mean that I'm lonely. I'm not lonely at all. Now, I do, I talk to guys or whatever. It's all good. But at this point in my life, I don't need an intimate relationship with a guy. I don't need that. What I need is to be able to come into my own self and become whole within myself. So that way, when the right person does come along, then I can be ready to give him everything that is within me. I would know how to love him and myself, because you have to first love yourself before you can love anybody else. So that's where I think we get into this big rut when it comes to relationships and that kind of thing. We can't communicate. We don't know how to communicate with one another. And that causes a lot of problems because we haven't learned how to just be single. We always feel like, oh, I gotta have somebody. Well, you know what? I done had enough men for about 10 women. So that's a lot of men. Lord have mercy. And when you think about it, you got all of these different spirits of all of these different people going in and out of you. And you wonder why you're so freaking crazy. And that would be it. Because you cannot take all of these different people and think that because you're with this guy, that guy, and this one, and that one, that is love. Because it's not. That's not love. That's Satan wanting you to think that that is love. And it's not. And oftentimes, we use these guys and women to think that we're going to get over the last person. And that doesn't work either. All you're doing is bringing in some old hurt into some new hurt. And before you know it, that relationship is going to be shattered. So when we can figure out how we can love ourselves first, also love God, really that should be first, and love ourselves, then we can probably master this loving someone else thing. Because I meet all of these married men, and I'm looking at this phone because I almost think that I got a stamp on my forehead that say, if you married, go talk to her. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. I don't need another married man in my life, okay? I done had enough of them too. So, and then it makes me wonder, well, why is it that so many married men and married women are going outside of their relationships as well? Because a lot of times it's the same situation. We don't know what our purpose is in life. We're looking for something, and we're trying to find it in somebody else for that person to validate us. And that's just not how life goes. We have to find out ourselves what it is we're supposed to be doing here on earth. And I'm just at that point in my life, I don't desire to be with a man. I don't desire to be with a woman either. But, you know, I'm at a point to where I'm good. I'm good. So that was just a little something that I want to drop on y'all this morning, because I felt like that was such a good word. And maybe that's the word that could possibly help you all too. So as always, y'all pray for me. All these big trucks and cars and things, I pray for you. And hopefully together we can make this world a better place to live in. Y'all have a blessed day.